So I needed this. It's hot here. Okay, for someone that has just moved from Beijing to Bangkok, the first thing to do is to find somewhere to live. And then the question comes up, is Bangkok a cheap place to live, i.e. for rent? How does it compare to Beijing? So stick with me and I will update you on that. And I've also narrowed my own personal search for a place to live here in Bangkok down to 6 properties, and I'll share them with you, see what you think, see what the best option you might choose. Anyway, so when I looked into comparing renting in Bangkok, which is a capital city, keep that in mind, to other capital cities like say London, Paris, New York, LA, Sydney, all the usual big cities, then apparently Bangkok is cheap to rent and live. I checked some various AI tools and I checked obviously with some other additional research. There is a rough estimate that Bangkok can be about 20 to 30% cheaper for similar spec places to rent here versus these other cities. But again, everything is relative. It is always relative to your own budget. Now I've got a decent budget for this year and I'll come back to that in a second. Now the other question I had in my mind is, when I arrived, is Bangkok cheaper than say Shanghai or Beijing? And again, it's all relative, so please keep that in mind. But when I checked the various info sites and so on, they said it was cheaper in Bangkok, but I'm honestly not so sure. I think it actually might be on par with Shanghai and Beijing. It may be a little bit more expensive because I know the rents in China are falling. But again, once again, it depends on your own budget and your own personal circumstances. I have seen some YouTubers bigging it up here in Bangkok about how little they are paying for what they are showcasing. I personally remain sceptical about their accuracy on that now that I have been looking for a place to rent. However, as far as I'm concerned, you can find a decent place to rent in Bangkok at a reasonable price if you wanted. Maybe not the skyline wonder palace that the YouTube vloggers claim, but it's like anything in life, it's always about choice. Walking there and it's hot, but I am in a very fortunate position and I do have a generous budget. When we knew we were moving to Bangkok, we wanted to really enjoy the experience, so we are going top end with the budget, certainly for the first year when we're adjusting to the city, that's for sure. Anyway, our budget is between £2,000 and £3,000 per month. And that's a lot, I get it, and we also have some wiggle room, but I'm also not stupid, I ain't paying over the odds. I do have my future retirement secured, so this is all about enjoying the moment. So I do hope you stay with me on this channel as I explore living a life here in Bangkok, and also sharing a perspective or two on a number of different things. Anyway, we are down to 6 places to live, 6 options, and in each option there are sometimes a couple or more units available for rent. We also looked at service apartments. These options are good because they come with a maid service and all the amenities, and you just sort of pay one bill and that's it. You get access to facilities such as pool and gym. A couple of things that we definitely stipulated was we wanted a good view We wanted good facilities, air conditioning, good water pressure. That whole water pressure thing, I don't agree with Mr. T. Trump on many things, but I agree on that one point about the importance of having half decent water pressure. And obvious things that we also requested was cleanliness and a decent location. I will point out the location and the options that I'm about to share with you, but when I share these 6 options with you, I am not sharing price, because it's never an exact price in Bangkok, because things can be negotiated. Anyway, here's the first of the 3 options on the list. See what you think. So I also walked around some of the local locations and made myself familiar as I could with the options, and also I need to be close to work, and Lisa needs to feel safe. Although that's another thing that I like about Bangkok, is it's safe. Maybe not as safe as Beijing or China on a whole, but it is safe. I think it's an Asia thing where there is a stronger bond between people and communities, and there is that high trust level. I do recommend people have a trip to Asia and visit China and experience it for yourself. It will blow your mind just how it feels to live in such a safe society. That for me is real freedom. Anyway, the next 3 options, please enjoy while I find my way out the shopping mall, or art shopping mall. So that is our 6 options. We have arrived at our 2 top options, and we're currently hoping to secure our top option. What one would you go for? So I will obviously share with you the one that we get once we secure our place and move in. Don't want to jeopardize anything. So again, stick with the channel, and as always, take care of yourself, your family and your community. This is Ian, Bangkok, not Beijing. Peace out. Take care.